And hello folks, this is David, and I'm bringing to you today the newly released Carenado Hawker 850, and just about to land here at Orbix Tahoe. I'm going to do a touch and go, and then we'll go up and kind of explore the airplane a little bit. This is the first time I've actually flown this airplane. Earlier, taking off out of Tahoe, I think it's because of the weight I had. The weight the airplane is set at by default. It ate up pretty much every inch of the runway, and I had to fight it to get it into the air. So, just a word of caution. It's definitely not a Learjet. It doesn't perform that great performance like a Lear does.
$1,000.
Pop the brake out for a minute, get slowed down. A little bit high, but
$500.
The airplane has all the enunciations.
$400.
And it sounds really great on this airplane, unlike some of the more recent Carenado releases. Definitely has like a TSS
minimum 100
sound almost to it. Definitely better than the Citation sounds.
100. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Now, we are at a pretty high elevation here in Tahoe, but you can look at the airspeed. We're climbing at not really that much of a clip, only 700 feet a minute. We're barely gaining airspeed. I don't know, this doesn't seem very realistic to me for a jet, but then again, we are at a high altitude airport. And bring the flaps up. But definitely going to have to make a turn out another way. Don't want to be heading towards mountains with the lack of climber in the cabin of this thing. Some of the things I noticed, there's a couple glaring things to me in this airplane. One, it's either on or off. Of course, most of the lights, these you can adjust. Like all the gauge lights you can adjust. The lighting is very nice, but it's just kind of on or off with most of this lighting, and that's fine, I guess. In the back, we can look back here in a second. The little GPS thing that they showed in the previews, yeah, that's not actually GPS, it's just a texture. So there's no movement on or anything like that. That little thing, there's no texture. The lighting is really nice back here. This is really low res, and it's like crap, to me at least. And another thing that kind of stood out to me, is kind of odd, is they went through the trouble of animating the door and did a really nice job on that, but they didn't bother to animate this handle here to make it go to the lock position when the door's closed. Why they did that, I don't know. These tables, unlike most of their airplanes, don't come up. So they've kind of skimped out on this airplane in some ways, especially for the amount of time it took for them to release it and the huge number of delays they had in releasing the airplane. I figured it would be more of a finished product, but in normal Carenado fashion, it'll need a service pack or two to get everything right. The FMS or FMC, I'm just going to show you all the pages on it. I haven't taken the time to learn it yet, but I think it'll work fine. I don't think it's a real detailed one, but I think it works. You also have the normal things where you can this is kind of a nice thing. You can pop this up, put it over here, and you can just kind of pull up all your pop-ups, which is kind of nice. But and get rid of them with it as well. Then you obviously have your engine setup where you can do all this stuff. Overall, man, it's a nice feeling airplane. It flies nicely. Feels heavy enough to be like a large corporate jet like it is. And I mean, texturing in the cockpit and stuff is great. I mean, that's where you're going to be spending most of your time anyway. And the frame rate is decent. I mean, right now it's staying pretty close to what I have my target at. When I came into the airport, I think it was around the high 20s. I'm just going to give everybody a heads up. My system is pretty strong. It's I7-4790K with the GTX 980. So if you have a lower powered system at the lower end of the spectrum, you may have a hard time running this. And I'm running this in V2.4. And I'll just go ahead and I have my settings in the simulator set up pretty high as well. I think I have dense, auto gen, max scenery complexity, max water, all that stuff. And for weather, I'm using a free weather generator called FSWX. It's great because it puts out great looking weather, unlike Rex and ASN, which put out great looking weather, but they kill FPS. This, no discernible difference in frames, so it's great for me. I'd rather have frame rates than perfect looking weather. I mean, IMC is IMC, and that's what I fly most of the time. So if I really want hard IMC, I'll just set it that way. A little bit about my background is I have flown business jet type aircraft. I've flown the Cessna Citation CJ, and I've flown King Air C90. This airplane reminds me definitely more of a CJ in its power to weight ratio, that it doesn't have a whole lot of climb power, but even the CJ climb better than this airplane does. This just is not going to climb well. It has all the enunciations, which is nice, and it'll start warning you if they gear it now and all that stuff. I don't know if the gear silencer works in this airplane. We'll find out. Let's see where it is. Probably one of those switches, I'm guessing. I think it pops on around 100. Well, I guess it's not going to work because... There we go, that comes on. Alright, that's how you turn that. There's that thing. Alright, well, that kind of sums up the airplane. I'll be doing a flight later on. I'll post up a video of that. If you have any questions, hit them up in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Have a great day, guys.